It's simple math. Hollywood needs me, and I need a job. Those dudes over there in Hollywood have no idea what makes a movie that the people will fall in love with, only how to front-load some lackluster ideas with massive budgets, multi-million-dollar print and advertising blitzes, and lame distractions like 3D in lieu of good stories or capable storytelling. Just as all it would take to get truly progressive social policies on the table are public officials who aren't spineless or sociopathic, all the movies need is a creative executive who makes the sane calls, pushes for real ideas instead of bait-and-switch schemes gleaned from the advertising industry. Pre-1966 Hollywood was full of such moguls. For all the racism, sexism, jingoism, and general dizziness that marks Hollywood history, it must be said that the businessmen who ran the show early on were at least in touch with audiences and filmmakers, not just baiting them with barrels of cash and empty promises of awesomeness. We live in the awesome age, where every scrap of popular entertainment is calculated to knock you down on your ass at every instance. The general effect, though, is similar to watching a hyper kid's melodramatic death during a round of cops and robbers. I, S.C. Boone, am of the old Mogul tradition, and for whichever studio chooses to hire me, I will happily work for the going rate of a McDonald's franchise manager. I will labor as hard as any executive being paid 7 figures, but with far more passion and personal conviction. Since I'm making this pitch on a blog, one might not take it too seriously. But I am perfectly serious. Give me all your top-tier scripts, talent pool, and development strategies for review, and I will tell you how to make classics that the people will welcome into their lives like family for years to come. The other boys can tell you how to turn a dollar, but I will tell you how to be great again, my lord. A few conditions. I must be allowed to work far away from Los Angeles and New York, in my sanctuary. Send any materials for review by email, snail mail, or FedEx. This is the job I was born to do. And just as Walter Murch once invented a now indispensable occupation, the sound designer, I envision an imagination triage department installed in every major studio of the future. Well, that's my pitch for now, and just to give a sense, here's a freebie. Here's a sample note for, let's see, which studio? Let's say Warner Brothers. Mad Max Fury Road, currently in development. Do not hire a new young actor to continue in the role of Max, in false continuity with the original trilogy. If creator-director George Miller has aged 25 years since the last Max, right along with his fans, then why can't Max himself age, magnificently, crazily? Max has been wandering the wasteland all these years, and now, white-bearded, leathered, bejeweled, scarred, and tatted down, he emerges like a granddaddy Hell's Angel. He now drives a modified Stryker combat vehicle, a barely tamed hyena riding shotgun, a sexy, slightly androgynous, but not enough to scare off the fanboys, feral girl, played by Omahira Mota from X-Men 3, mans the machine gun turret. Stick with the original plan of shooting the film in Africa, and give us some kind of African ghosts of colonialism, third world uprising plot, something like that. No, Max doesn't save the children this time, though we all love Thunderdome. This time around, let them get swept up in and overwhelmed by some kind of neo-tribal conflict. Let these Africans have a real, functioning, teeming civilization built upon the post-apocalyptic ashes of the one that once persistently sabotaged their progress. Let Max by turns be foe, wise, crazed counsel, and finally awed observer of the intrigues that unfold in this world unlike anything he knew in the Australian wasteland. All new outrageous eye candy. One caveat: no Jaimin Hansu. No familiar black actors whatsoever. Cast from the film, television, and theater industries of whichever country in Africa you actually happen to shoot in. Give us faces that we haven't seen before. We don't need the same old faces for Mad Max. Max is the same old face. Max is the selling point. Give us something that will truly surprise and delight our eyes. It's not that hard, people. Now, anyone who thinks Mel Gibson's psychotic telephone rants earlier this year would harm the film's chances and Warner Brothers' reputation is being knee-jerk naive. Let Gibson do a few weeks' penance with a press conference and some kind of rehabilitative reality series. Let him volunteer down at a Harlem charter school and take some pictures with some black kids. That should do it. Then get on with an action epic that ponders the clash of not only civilization versus barbarism, but also of generations. In the brute poetic manner of Rob Zombie's The Devil's Rejects, only far more balletic and graceful, as Miller's action stylings have always been grace personified. The world needs this. No one needs yet another youth-pandering franchise reboot that destroys all sense of continuity while exalting only rapid, juvenile, solipsistic consumption. And so goes my pitch, Hollywood. If you need me, you know where to find me.
I'm Mad Max and Brandon in the place. Get that ski mask money, I'm the man without a face. I am not your Negro, it's apocalypto. If you niggas start acting out of place, beyond the Thunderdome, you not leaving. And what good is a brave heart if it's not beating? At the edge of darkness is where I begin. You'll be forever young if you die this evening. I'm slinging dope cause it make me rich. For that white, I'll turn you red and blue, but I'm not a patriot. It's no conspiracy theory, your girl heard I was fly.